Welcome back if you're not new, and welcome if you're new. I'm drawing in the little sketchbook again, and yeah. This is a short little drawing video. I almost forgot how quickly I could produce drawings in the small sketchbook, or at least, you know, especially when I use the brush pen. As you can see right now, I'm not using the brush pen, I'm using a fountain pen, but I forgot to fill it up with ink, so I just, instead of starting over and filling it up, I was like, I'll just take another pen, another drawing tool. Yeah. Well, I haven't done that much today. Well, I woke up, worked out, and it's about 11 a.m., you know, not that late, not that early. I woke up at 8 because I wanted to go to the gym because I have my first classes start today at 1 p.m. or a.m. It's not 1 a.m. It's 1 p.m. Yeah, past midday, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, 1 p.m. I think it is. Which is nice because I can work out and I can draw and I can paint and I can do nothing and I can chill. But it's also a little bit demotivating because I'm going to school for 1.5 hours and then I'm done. But instead of it being in the first of the day, it's in like kind of the middle, which means I can't do too much before. I have a bunch of hours before if I wake up like early enough. Like today, I had 5 hours before I had to go to school from when I woke up. But still, you get my point. So it's just, I just always know I have to go to school later, which is a little bit annoying if I want to do some other stuff. So I would much rather I'd have no problem in having, only two classes in a day. That's not, only two sets of 45 minutes for a class a day. I don't care about that, but I care a lot about when it is placed in the day. I would much rather wake up early because I have to wake up early nearly every day, either way. But having the classes be finished at like 9:45 or something instead of at 1 or at 2 like 15, it's crazy. It's different. So then my school day would be over, but I would still have like a lot of day left to do other stuff, which could include working out or I don't know, going somewhere or doing something, but I still have a lot of time today, so I'm not complaining. I just, for me personally, it could be better. But I'm still excited because it's my first actual school hour, but it's not going to be like a normal hour, I think. I don't know though, but I just have this feeling it's not going to be like that. So, yeah, but I had time, so I made a drawing, which I think is pretty cool. I am going to start using the fountain pen more in the little sketchbook because, like, I know that works. I like that. The brush pen is cool, but the fountain pen has a little bit finer tip, so I can get a little bit, some finer drawings, or at least more like neat, if it makes sense. But I still think this one is pretty good. At least I think so. I like the mouth a lot here. That's really expressive. I think it is, at least. I also have a painting, which I'm looking at right now as I'm recording the voiceover. And I'm going to paint on that, right after I do this voiceover, because I kind of felt like it. Because I also have to do that, like just making paintings, making art, drawings, this and this and that, just creating stuff whenever I feel like. And I feel like doing it today. Going in with some lighter colors, but something different I haven't done before. Well, I haven't done as much of before. So hopefully you will enjoy it. I don't know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, I guess. But at least to some degree, I have an idea it will work. Because I've put down the some of the shadows, the darker parts, and now I just need some lighter parts to get some contrast, because as you know, contrast is king. At least in my opinion. Yeah. It was a really nice workout though, actually. It was a really nice workout. Just there was not many people. There was like an old dude, and he left like half an hour into my workout. So that was pretty nice. So the last half hour or 40 minutes, something along those lines, I had it all to myself, which was great, because the most important part, or one of the most important parts of my workouts is like, looking at myself in the mirror, of course, with the pump, but also just, it gives you kind of this confident boost and be like, okay, yeah, stuff is happening. It's not that I don't like the way I look when I'm not, pumped from training, but it's much nicer to look at yourself when you're, have a pump and you've been working out. So it kind of gives me that like, okay, stuff is happening, I should keep doing this. And of course, it's fun. Yeah. Yeah. So that's basically what I've done today, and I'm going to do today. I'm going to have to work tonight also, which is really interesting or something. But it's alright. It's money, so yeah. Right. Well, yesterday, the funeral, oh, maybe you guys remember my grandmother, she passed away. It wasn't sad necessarily, she was very old and she had Alzheimer's and all stuff, but enough about that. It was a great ceremony. People showed up. The pastor, I don't know, he was good speech and good choice of songs, and overall it was nice. It was weird. It wasn't necessarily sad. It was sad, of course. We're gonna miss her, but there's an understanding that she wouldn't have lived a good life if she continued living much more, to be honest. Like, in some weird way, it was good that she died. But still love her though, and now she's in the ground, which was really weird. But it was nice. So that was a good day, I guess. Yeah. Just doing a little bit of detail work. But you can see I can clearly fit like a face, or most of a face at least, in the small sketchbook when I use the brush pen. But I would say that some of it gets a little bit too compromised, or at least squished together in some way. It doesn't have any ears, and there's other stuff I could do. Not saying I would do other stuff, but the fact that I could should be important too. To the whole art, like, okay, what can you do? Not just what you have done. If that makes sense. Yeah. Well, while I was drawing this, I watched some commentary video about some dude who, you've probably seen the video of someone working a 9 to 5, and it's okay to work a 9 to 5, which it is, like, like have a normal job. As a content creation and running a business is definitely not for everybody. But then he just, he quit, and then he's begging for galaxies on, live videos and money, which is weird. But yeah, bye bye.